Namaskaram everyone. There's a big question, what is Rally for Rivers? In this video, you will understand what is Rally for Rivers, why we are driving and why we are asking you to give a missed call. So stay tuned. Everyone knows rivers are depleting and no one has time to act upon it. Use Google Earth and scroll over India. It looks like a brown desert. As Sadhguru says, our generation has taken the largest bite from this nature.
Bharatam Mahabharatam Ganga Narmada Punyatirtam Nadirashtrasya Mahaamritam Bharatam.
Why rally? So in India, you need to understand how India operates. In India, we have two forces working. We have state forces, we have central forces. State forces known as state governments as well as central government. To pass a process, to pass a policy in India, the state government has to be in sync with the central government. Now, in the history of this entire nation, in the first time in the history of this nation, 14 states has confirmed support for Rally for Rivers. Now, why we are driving? We are actually driving from Kanyakumari, from Coimbatore to Himalayas. The reason for this is to bring everyone on same page, everyone in sync, the government, the citizens on same page that rivers are depleting and we need to stand for it.
This is not a protest, nor is this an agitation. This is a campaign to raise awareness that our rivers are depleting. Everyone. When I say everyone, everyone who consumes water must rally for rivers.
Now, to make this happen, the government has to invest a lot of money as well as brain. If you're thinking this would take a couple of years, you need to think again. It would take 15 to 20 years to make this happen. In this span, many governments would come and go. You and I might not be here, but this will happen. Now the question is, why government would do it? When we all stand as one nation, the government has to do it. When you give a missed call, you are actually voting in support for Rally for Rivers. You are actually contributing in stand for this policy. You are actually contributing in the well-being of this nation. We being a democratic country, we don't choose leaders, we choose representatives. This is what democracy means. As a responsible citizen, if you consume water, if you consume something from the nature that you do, you must support this to make this happen. See, India is really an emotional country, but this emotion never converts to an action, to a doing. If you're thinking, we'll not do it today, we'll do it tomorrow, this will postpone. And if we make it later, we do it after 15-20 years, things wouldn't be same. Then it would take many generations to turn around. I'll give you a real life scenario. I stay in Delhi and we have water supplies. It comes twice a day, in the morning as well as in the evening. Now, if rivers are depleting, they will cut short the water. They would supply us once a day, and tremendously it would deplete, and it would be twice a week. Cut it short once a week. If water is not there, we will not survive. We don't need to devote our lives to do it. We just need to raise a phone and give a missed call. We need to strategize things up. At the topmost priority is to bring the policy up. We need to stand for that. According to this policy, there would be enforcement to take care of the rivers. Like we have enforcement for traffic. We have traffic police. So when we break some rules, we have sense of fear within us. And so in similar fashion, we would have enforcement for taking care of the rivers. This would make it happen. Rivers are considered sacred. If we consider something sacred, we keep them above ourselves. So we need to keep rivers above ourselves. Whatever we do for the environment today is not a service, it's a matter of survival. So India has to come in one voice and speak that this would happen. I humbly join my hands. Please give a missed call on 8009 8009. Thank you. Stay tuned to hear it from Sadhguru.
Rivers have been the lifelines of this nation and of every nation in a way. We are a culture, a civilization which have grown out of a riverbank.
All rivers in India are at a dangerous level of depletion.
That means, in another 15 to 20 years' time, most of our rivers will be seasonal, they will not be perennial.
If you just fly over India, you look down, you will see entire India looks like brown desert.
All rivers are drying up like this. Krishna is not touching the ocean almost 4 months. Kaveri, 2.5 months to 3 months, it doesn't touch the ocean. When rain comes, it floods, otherwise there is nothing. A river which has flown for 1,000,000 years, in one generation, if we kill it,
யார் காவேரியாருங்க 60 வருஷம் ஆகுதுங்க எனக்கு. ஒரு நாளையில் இப்படி காஞ்சி போனது இல்லைங்க. தண்ணியெல்லாம் நிறைய வருது. இவ்வளோ நாளைக்கு முற்பாடு இப்போ தானுங்க இப்படி காஞ்சி போச்சு.
And water scarcity in parts of Bihar's Lakhisarai district is forcing people to literally dig up a river in search of water. The last 4 to 5 years, the river has been almost drying up.
With dams, wells as well as rivers drying up in Jharkhand's Jamtara.
a time has come where how to exploit the water is gone. We need to see how to regenerate the river.
The rivers in this nation are essentially forest-fed.
Forest-fed river means precipitation happens. Because of vegetation, it is held and drop by drop, it is let off. It becomes small rivulets and rivulets become streams, streams become rivers. So what do we have to do for this? It's very simple. For every major river, 1 kilometer on either side, there must be plantation. If it's government land, forest. If it's farmland, from regular farming to horticulture.
Very easily, we can enhance the farmer's income 3 to 8 times. In a matter of 4 to 6 years' time, the farmer will need support, economic and material support, to go through this period and come out as a prosperous farmer.
If this has to happen, we must make a policy, we must give them subsidy. It needs resolute political action, executive action is needed, policy.
In the month of September, we are planning a river rally, that is, I'm personally driving, covering 16 states, having major events to create a very strong awareness in the country that the rivers of this nation are dying.
This has to be done in a very organized way. Madhya Pradesh is the first state which responded to my call.
मैं सदगुरु जी के पास बैठा था, उनसे चर्चा हो रही थी, तो उनने भी मुझे कहा कि शिवराज, नर्मदा जी बचानी चाहिए और उसके लिए पेड़ लगाने का अभियान प्रारंभ होना चाहिए।
If our rivers deplete in our own lifetime, we are clearly making a statement that we are not interested in the future of our children. It is heartening to see today that all of you in great enthusiasm participating in this movement gives us confidence that we are not going to destroy this nation. For thousands of years, these rivers have embraced us and nourished us. A time has come when we have to embrace the river and nourish the river, because the greatness of our nation depends upon the great rivers in our country.
Well, those in central India have to walk for miles to get their glass of water.
We have a population of 1.3 billion people. I want you to just look at this possibility. No water, 1.3 billion people. The civil strife that will happen. What will happen to human beings when there is no water to drink? You can forget about humanity. Something else will take force. Every human being consumes water, air, everything else, food, land, all of us consume, there's no choice about it. But when it comes to doing compensatory action, very few people are doing it. This is the disaster on the planet. Something so fundamental as water, if rivers stop flowing, large tracts of India will turn into graveyards. If we don't do the right things in the next 10 years, 15 years' time, it could be too late. If we successfully make this into a policy, this will be a landmark thing that's happened in the history of independent India. So this needs to be done right. In such a way, there's no ambiguity about whether it'll happen or not, it has to happen.
This is once in a lifetime, not in our lives. Once in a lifetime in a nation's life.
I beseech all of you to participate in this in whatever way you can. When I say all of you, I mean everyone who consumes water. To have our rivers flowing, to leave this land rich and well is the best gift we can offer to the future generations of this nation.
This is not a protest, this is not an agitation. This is a campaign to create awareness that our rivers are depleting. Everyone who consumes water must rally for rivers.